Today we will see class 12 legal studies unit 2B law of contracts. Understand the following concept: agreement, contract, offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity, major, consent, unlawful agreement, waiver, contingent contract, discharge, breach, and damages. A. Introduction to contracts. Contracts are an important part of commercial law because all commercial law transactions usually begin with an agreement or a contract. Business transaction involving sale, purchase, or exchange of services have become an integral part in day-to-day activities. In such instance, an agreement or a contract is necessary for determining the rights, obligations, and liabilities of parties when they enter into any business transaction. The Indian Contract Act is the law governing contract in India. According to the Indian Contract Act 1872, in bracket referred to as the ICA, an agreement that is enforceable by law is a contract, bracket section A, section 2H. An agreement, it's in simple words, is a promise. All agreements are not contracts. Agreements must meet certain criteria like consideration, parties must be competent, free consent between parties, lawful objects, and not expressly declared void by law in order to qualify as a contract. It is important that the persons to contract to a contract should also have the intention and mindset to enter into contract. In quotation, all contracts are agreements, but all the agreements are not contract. Here they give agreement plus enforceable in law gives aroma contract. In a leading case of Balfour versus Balfour 1919 5 KP 571, the validity of an agreement entered between a husband and a wife was in question. The husband and wife went on leave to England. The wife fell ill in England. The doctors who treated the wife advised her to take a full bed rest and remain in England in order to continue the treatment. The wife stayed in England. When the leave was over, the husband went to Ceylon, where he was employed, and promised to send a sum of euro 30 to his wife every month for her stay in England. He sent the amount for some time, and later on, due to differences and misunderstanding between them, the husband stopped sending the amount. The wife intimated action to recover the arrears due to her. The court dismissed it on the ground that the agreement entered into between the husband and the wife was not a contract. The arrangement between the husband and wife was only a moral obligation, and the parties never intended to create any legal relationship. The decision clearly shows that agreements that create a legal obligation are the only contract, and those agreements that do not intend to create legal relationships are not contracts. B. The making of an agreement. General principles. The following chart depicts the essential elements of contract. General principles of contract: offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity to contract, free consent, unlawful object, discharge, remedies, impossibilities. C. Offer or proposal and acceptance. The offer or a proposal is the first step in the formation of contract. When one person signifies to another his willingness to do or not to do certain things, it is called an offer in bracket section 2A of ICA. The person making the proposal or offer is called the offerers, and the person to whom the offer is made is called the offeree. The offer given must be with an intention to create a legal relationship. The assentant or the consent given to an offer by the offeree is known as the acceptance section in bracket 2B of ICA. By saying yes, okay, or clicking on I agree on an offer on a website also amounts to acceptance. An offer when accepted becomes an agreement. An agreement is also called as promise. Illustration: offer plus acceptance is equal to agreement. And expresses his willingness to sell his cottage to B for rupees 5 lakhs. Here A is willingness is called offer. A is the offerer and B is the offeree. B accepts the offer to purchase the cottage. This is called acceptance. A's offer, when accepted by B, becomes an agreement. An offer and acceptance must be defined and certain. If the offer or the acceptance is not clear enough to conclude a contract, it is considered invalid. Also, an offer and the acceptance must be communicated to the other person in order to be valid. A communication in electronic form or over the emails also amount of communication of offer and acceptance. An offer lapses by the revocation or withdrawal. Any offer can be revoked before acceptance. In an English case, Carlyle or Carbolic Smoke Ball Co. in bracket 1893 1 BQ 256. The company was the manufacturers of the medicine called smoke ball, which was used for the treatment of influenza. The company believed that the medicine completely cured influenza. An advertisement was put up offering a reward of euro 100 to anyone who got influenza again after using the smoke ball medicine continuously for 15 days. In the advertisement, it was also stated that euro 1000 was deposited in a bank, namely Alliance Bank, for paying the reward if such situation arose. Seeing the advertisement, Mrs. Carlyle bought the smoke ball medicine and used it as per the direction provided. Mrs. Carlyle got a fresh episode of influenza. Mrs. Carlyle sued the company for the reward of euro 100. The manufacturing company stated that 1. There was no intention to enter into a legal relationship with anyone through the advertisement, and the advertisement was put up only to boost the marketing of the smoke ball medicine. 2. The advertisement was not an offer, as it was not made to any particular person, and an offer cannot be made to the public at large or to the whole world. 3. Acceptance by the offeree had not been communicated, and so there was no binding contract. The court rejected these contentions of the company and allowed Mrs. Carlyle's claim for euro 100. The court also stated the deposit of euro 1000 in the Alliance Bank by the smoke ball company was evidence that the company had a real intention to enter into a legal relationship with anyone who accepted that offer. An offer can also be made to the world at large. It is called a general offer and it is valid. In the case of general offer, there is no need for communicating acceptance to the offerer. Merely fulfilling the condition of the offer itself is treated as acceptance to create a contract. D. Consideration. Consideration is an important element in a contract. A contract without consideration is not valid. Consideration means something in return for the offer. Consideration can be in the nature of an act or an forbearance. The general rule is that an agreement without consideration is void and not enforceable by law, because in such cases one party is getting something from the other without giving anything to the other. There should always be a mutual consideration. In other words, each party must give and also take. There are expectation to this general rule in certain situations. There are exceptions to this general rule in certain situations, such as a written and registered agreement out of the natural law is not valid, void, even if it is without consideration. Consideration may not be adequate but should be real. Consideration may be past, present, or future and should not be illegal, immoral, or opposed to the public policy. Illustration: A offers to sell his car for rupees 50,000 to B. B accepts the offer. In this case, the consideration of A is his car and the consideration of B is rupees 50,000. Illustration: A, for natural love and affection, promises to give his son B 1,000. A puts his promises to B in writing and registers it. This is a contract and the absence of consideration does not make it void. In an Indian case, Durga Prasad vs. Baldeo, 1883, all 221, the plaintiff constructed some shop at the request of district collector in a town. The constructed shops were given for the rent for doing business to the defendant. The defendant, apart from the rent, promised to give the 5% commission to the plaintiff on all the articles sold through the shop in considerations of the huge amount spent by the plaintiff in the construction of the building. The defendant failed to pay the commission and the plaintiff initiated action to recover the commission. The court rejected the action of the plaintiff on the ground that the construction of the shop was done at the desire of the district collector and not on the desire of the defendant, and hence there was no consideration to give commission. Accordingly, there is no valid contract to pay the commission to the plaintiff. E. A capacity to contract. Any person who is a major, that is above 18 years of age, is competent to enter into a contract, and minors are not competent to enter into a contract. The exception to this rule is that if a minor enters into a contract and the enforcement of such contract is beneficial for the minor, then it will not be held to be void. Furthermore, a person should also have a sound mind and should not be disqualified by any law in force. At the time of making the contract, if the person is capable of understanding the contract and making a rational judgment, He is said to have a sound mind. The following persons are not competent to enter into a contract: minor persons who are less than 18 years of age, persons with a unsound mind, A. idiots, B. lunatics, C. drunkards. Persons disqualified by law are the alien enemies, B. foreign sovereign, C. insolvents, D. convicts, E. cooperation, F. barrierister. Illustration: A. The major offers to sell his coat for rupees 3000 to B minor. B accepts the offer and pays rupees 3000. A states that the contract is entered into with the minor, hence void. In this case, even if the contract is entered into with the minor, it is enforceable because it is beneficial to the minor and the minor has performed his part of obligation in the contract. F. Consent. Consent is an important criterion while entering into a contract. When two persons agree on the same thing in the same sense, it is termed as consent. Section 30. Consent should be free and could not cost by coercion, undue influence, misrepresentation, fraud, or mistake. If consent is obtained by the influence of any one of the above said, then the consent so obtained is not free. It becomes voidable. Avoid enforcements of contract for the person whose consent is not free. Illustration: A threatened to kill B if he does not sell his house to A. B, out of the fear, signs the contract for selling his house to A. Here the consent A is not free. B can later avoid the sale of the ground that he was compelled to agree to sell, and the consent given was not free consent. Activity: we live in a world where we are constantly engaged in a contractual offers and agreements. From your own interactions with the family, friends, teachers, neighbors, and traders and general public, identify and tabulate the 10 instances clearly indicating the incidence of offer, acceptance, consideration, contract, and consent. Thank you. Sharing is caring. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe for more knowledge.